Good good evening, my friends. I want to welcome everybody that's watching this live on Facebook as well as LinkedIn or on my YouTube channel. I was planning on covering information about how you can use LinkedIn to explode your business, take you to a whole new level by the end of the year. And over the last 3 days, while I was getting ready for our July boot camp that starts tomorrow night, I kept bringing up so many new things, so many things that have changed so dramatically that I'm gonna touch on that tonight as well, because it's very, very important. For 27 years, I've been teaching network marketers and entrepreneurs how to successfully tap into the most popular social networks out there and build a business. Every month, our boot camps, working with entrepreneurial minded people, we actually are in the trenches. We see all of these changes. But in the last 45 days, as we've watched LinkedIn grow, as we've watched LinkedIn expand, add more and more features that are going to make it easier for you to build your business. Can everybody hear me okay? Let me, can everybody hear me? Okay, good. So, like I said, we're going to touch on both of these, or I should say all of these, because it's going to be important. Also, going to introduce some of the newest things that have taken place on LinkedIn regarding the creation of your profile, because so many things have changed. You want to become a top earner in your business? You can do it this year on LinkedIn and Facebook. The more you use LinkedIn, the faster it's going to go. LinkedIn has added new features, and they've made many new changes. And frankly, these changes can accelerate the growth of your business like I've never seen. You can start the second half of the year with faster results. July is the beginning of the last 6 months of the year. Enroll better prospects in less time. LinkedIn's going to help you do that. It's going to help you build a highly motivated team over the summer and become a leader and a top earner in your business. I was talking to somebody earlier today who has the professional background to give herself outrageous credibility, and going over the gaps, in her profile and hearing her story. Reminded me of why I do this. Okay. Woman's been struggling. She's bought into so many nonsensical things that it's a shame. And the bottom line is, and she's gone through funnels, she's gone through all of those things that people are out there selling. She spent a lot of money. She has 3 jobs right now to pay off 2 of her coaches. She can only, the way she figures it, devote an hour a day to building her business. And I told her, I said, look, I don't care how you do it. I don't care what you have to do it, but you got to find another hour. Okay. If you can devote 2 hours a day to this, doesn't have to be 2 hours straight. It could be 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. But if you can't put in at least 10 hours a week at this, then do what you can. Do what you can. The difference is going to be, if it was going to take you 15 hours, all right? Doesn't matter how long it takes. 15 hours, it would take you 3 weeks. But if I told you that you devote 15 hours to this, you can make a sale. So where the average person is going to come in here, and by the middle of the second week, they've made their first sale, it's going to take you 3 weeks. You do what you can do. Set a goal, work on the goal. You'll go slower than most people, but still you'll achieve what you're looking for. We want to finish the year at a higher level with a bigger team. And what that really amounts to is being selective about who you talk to, being selective about who you show the business to, by being selective on who you choose to work with. The more successful you are is going to be determined by the people that you bring into your business. Very important. You're going to ring in the new year again at a higher level with a bigger team, looking forward to next year. The changes that LinkedIn specifically have made in the last 45 days, mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Now, I'm looking at who's here, and now I can't tell how many people are watching this on Facebook or watching this on LinkedIn. So there's some basic information that I have to cover, but I really want to get to the meat and potatoes. So let me just, for those of you that are watching this for the first time, the 3 challenges that face every network marketer. 1, how can you cost effectively generate leads, high quality leads that are interested in your business? 2, how can you quickly connect with them through social media? And 3, how can you build a personal relationship with them so that they get involved in your business? Now, I've solved all 3 of these challenges and eliminated other barriers to being successful. Many of you feel like you're in a treadmill, round and round and round, but you're not making any progress. So for those of you that feel like that, I'm going to help you overcome the barriers that are keeping you there, like being overwhelmed with all kinds of training options from all kinds of experts, struggling with what to say to a prospect. And we have some new case studies and some new conversational examples that we're putting in the scripts book that are going to help you all connect the dots faster. For those of you that are struggling with what to say to a prospect, or when it comes to closing the sale, there are certain things that you're going to do over and over and over again. The more you do it, the more familiar you become with it. The more you do it, the better you get. Having no simple daily routine. I've got that nailed. And having no system to train a team and people so that the business doesn't duplicate. Again, there's nothing out there that can help you move through this process faster than my 4-step formula. Spending more money than they're making to grow their business. This poor woman, I feel bad for her. She's in boot camp. I'm going to use her as a case study in setting up your profile. We're going to do that a little different too. We're going to show you all of the new features, little tweaks that you have to make to your profile. They're offering all kind of expanded features. So why should you listen to me? In the 90s, I broke the code to a social network called America Online. Next month, it's going to be 27 years. 27 years. Back then, AOL had 36 million people to start. Before they, for all intents and purposes, lost it, they had 64 million. I used AOL's texting feature to develop a simple formula and scripts that helped me add thousands of like-minded people to a network marketing business in 18 months. The similarities between the old AOL, the current Facebook, and the new LinkedIn, from the standpoint of what you're looking at on the screen, are hauntingly similar. Over the years, I've trained or shared the formula and scripts with hundreds of thousands of affiliate network marketers around the world, who in turn have trained and influenced the millions of people that they work with. You're learning a dance. It's 4 steps. Create, connect, communicate, and close. It's like the cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 3, 4, cha-cha-cha. Once you get the steps down, you practice it to the rhythm of the conversation, the rhythm of the music, you're on your way. The more time you spend on the dance floor, dancing with different people, the better dancer you're going to become. It really isn't hard. You're learning a process that's going to work over and over again. My formula has been responsible for creating 2 generations of online 6, 7, and 8-figure earners. It's helped transform the entire network marketing industry from a belly-to-belly, face-to-face business to a virtual one. Now, people started calling this the Max Method years ago. And they now call me the father of social networking. But the truth is, while I've made millions teaching network marketers how to turn their social network personal profiles on every significant social network into an attraction marketing magnet and a broadcasting platform that impacts millions of people and makes them millions of dollars, it's something that anybody can do. Anybody. Once that profile is set up, you are free to reach out and start talking to people. My track record of developing social media 6, 7, and 8-figure earners in network marketing has become legendary. And now my mission in life is to help everyone with a strong desire to succeed become a top earner. But Terry, I'm going to reach out to you tomorrow. And Wayne, need to get you on the schedule. Today, the fastest growing top earners in your business will tell you that they owe their success to my formula. And they teach them to everyone that comes into their business. And as a result, they've got the fastest growing teams of excited distributors in the company. And the simplicity and ease of teaching this so that the people that come into your business can immediately duplicate. It will drive excitement, motivation, and rapid rank advancement deeper into your organization. Everybody follows the steps. Create a page, connect with people, communicate with them, and close the sale. And then teach it to your new people. Follow these 4 steps. They will produce great results for you. And it's gotten better. At this very moment, you can connect with people that you already know, who are perfect prospects for your business, or connect with complete strangers that you want to know. People who are looking for a way to make full-time or part-time income from home. 4 steps are simple to follow. They're easy to duplicate. And once you master them, you can immediately help your new recruits use them. Now, I'm going to fast forward, okay? Because the truth is that the old-fashioned way of building network marketing, when you get into the business, the first thing they want you to do is make a list of your friends. And then we're going to call your friends. Well, you know how that works. So as soon as you get someone in the business, first thing you're going to have them do is you're going to have them change their picture. Change your picture, see what happens. The same people that you would have called to talk about the business, they see your picture change. They react to you. They respond to you. They like your picture. That's all it takes. A like, a share, a comment. And you reach back to them. Hey, I'm glad you like my picture. What's new in your world? How are things? Well, they'll tell you. When they tell you that they're looking for more work or they're trying to make some extra money, they tell you what's going on in their world. 85% of them are going to come back and ask you what's going on in your world, which gives you an opportunity to talk about your business. But you have to follow a format so you don't come across like a salesperson. Ring, help that new person when she gets in your business do the same thing, and she's bringing in people. And then as they bring people into the business, they're all doing the same thing. Now you can close 80 to 90% of the people you talk to. Seriously, 80 to 90%. If you're particular about who you talk to, if you're more selective about who you talk to, and then of course it's who you do it with. Follow my scripts. I have 8 new case studies with examples, conversational examples that will floor you. Jack, I'm glad to hear that. Now, I love success stories, all right? And I don't share them to impress you. I share them to impress upon you what you can be doing, what you will be doing. It's a dance. You're all moving through this process at your own pace, but you're moving through the process. Now, for those of you that are, current students, we've been following one of my coaching students, Bunmi, who started talking to a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force last November. Well, she sent me a message that she just signed him up in the business last week, or maybe it was over the weekend. So you're thinking in terms of, my God, last November to June, it takes that long. And if we looked at the amount of actual time that she had devoted to this person, it was probably under an hour. Every text message is a minute, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So in our upcoming boot camp, we're going to really pump it up. For those of you that are students, this is the way I want you to think. Every day, we want to be able to reach out and connect with 5, 10, 15, 20 people. You don't need to do more than 20. So every person that you connect with, you're planting a seed. You're planting a seed. When they accept you, seed's planted, you send the second message confirming the connection. And then the third message, you start conversations. As opposed to people that you're working with that are just slamming people with salesy messages. You're going to be different. The perception that people have of you is going to make all the difference. So now you've got that seed and you planted it. Now, since last November to June, the relationship has been developing because of the activity, the posts. And so you all have to look at posting as you're watering your garden. Okay. Some of the things you're going to post are going to be water to a seed. Some of the things that you post are going to be a little bit more stronger fertilizer. So between the water and the fertilizer, your daily engagement, if you will, with these people, you're going to be able to pick out what we call the cream of the crop. There's no shortage of people to talk to. So as you begin the conversational process, what's going to happen is the cream is going to rise to the top. You're not going to tell people about your business until you have in your own mind qualified them to see if they are worth your time. Sam has been a student for over a year and a half. Beginning of the year, he jumped into my coaching program. He sent me this. Max, it's been crazy 2 weeks since our last coaching session. I sponsored 12 people. Right after, 2 weeks, 12 people. There are certain things that you're going to do, and the things that I showed him, I'm going to show all of you in boot camp. He says, I've been so busy onboarding the new team and training. I've been on Zooms for 5 to 6 hours a day. A lot of time. But you'll put in that kind of time when the revenue follows or as the revenue comes in. About 3 weeks later, I got this. Thanks so much for your coaching. I added 21 team members in the last 3 weeks. Still growing. That's one person a day. You'll all get to that. Again, we're planting seeds, we're watering the seeds, and then we're engaging people in conversation. Coaching's exceptional. Your way of coaching gave me the reassurance to go from where I was for a few months, stuck, not going forward, getting rejection after rejection, to signing up 90% of the people. 90%. How do you do that? You hold back on talking to people about your business until you're confident that they need it, confident that they have the skills to be successful. And that's how you end up with an 80% or a 90% closing ratio. Carol Pierce changed companies. She was in a company for 15 years, but it was too hard. The company did not have internet tools. The uplines in the company poo-pooed social media. So she found another company, jumped in it in June, the first month in the business. She rank advanced. As a matter of fact, the last 6 days of the month, she gave 10 presentations and enrolled 8 people. But this isn't a one-time thing. The following month, she did the same thing again. Over the last 2 months, we've got over 23 customers. I reached the first rank in December. In the last 6 days of the first month, I enrolled 8 people. Second month, I rank advanced again to Director 2 and have 1 team member to advance to Director 1. It's all about team building and the relationships you have with the people that you bring into the business. The more selective you are about who you talk to, the more successful you're going to be. And connecting with people, nourishing that relationship is critically important. In this boot camp, we're going to give you all kinds of suggestions for posting that are going to make it easier for you to build that relationship. Month 3, now she's a Director 3. And I'm having incredible fun building my business. You changed my life. I wish I knew about you years ago. I hear that all the time. Robin, use your 4C strategy. I enroll 5 people in rank advanced in business with 2 new marketing execs who also enrolled 5 people each. They're all on their way to director and possibly doing double advancing in their business in June. The only thing that's preventing me from saying these things about you is activity. How many people are you talking to? And frankly, who are you talking to? But LinkedIn has recently made some changes that can slow down your progress, or they can pick it up. Okay, Cedric, I'm looking at having trouble enrolling into boot camp. Well, if you're doing it with lowercase, it should, number one, it should be lowercase. You might try going on a different, search engine. Instead of doing it on Chrome, try Firefox. For some reason, I don't understand why. Orders have been coming in all day. Again, it doesn't matter what you're selling. There is a fast and easy way to connect with people, depending upon who you're trying to talk to. There's a relatively simple but straightforward way to do it. Doesn't matter what you're selling. Dan was a network marketer when we started working together. His sponsor died, left him as an orphan. After 3 hours of coaching. So we used the rest of the time to help him find customers for his franchise business. He's got a cleaning company. This is what happened to him. Hey, Dan, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Look, I've heard from a lot of students in the last 2 or 3 days. Last time we spoke, you would use the training that you got from me to expand your franchise business. And I think you said that, now they kind of brought you and made you a partner.
Yeah, they have actually, Max. Through using your system, one of the things that happened for me is that I learned how to contact people on LinkedIn. And some of those contacts became so powerful that I was able to close a major account with Verizon Wireless that we signed a contract for $20 million. That is to clean cell phone towers. But since then, we've also made contact with people that manage the municipal water towers and the water treatment facilities. And in doing so, it has blown up my business. And it's like I said before, I never would have known how to contact people on LinkedIn. I never would have known to even use LinkedIn for that sort of thing if it hadn't been that I came across you through somebody when I was in networking, when I was in network marketing. I know a lot of people use it for network marketing, but it can be for anything. Just learning how to contact people is the biggest thing. It has been so powerful. It's just unbelievable that last year I was struggling financially. And then by the end of the year and this year, I will make over $2 million. It's unbelievable. It's like unbelievable. It's actually one of those things that was like, it's like one of those things I wasn't sure I believed it until it happened.
All right, let me flip over here to LinkedIn. Now, and by the way, as soon as you register for boot camp, I want to remind you that you have access to the previously recorded June boot camp. So you're gonna be working on your profiles, engage in the process. This boot camp's gonna have 5 sessions instead of 4. Create, connect, communicate, close, and then the daily routine. So come over here to LinkedIn. Now, on your homepage, they've made many, many changes. You got you got your chat, your message list over here. LinkedIn's got one, Facebook's got one, AOL had one. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how long it takes from the initial connection. You're planting a seed. And from there, you just like a garden, you water the garden, you put fertilizer down on there, you nourish it. The activity that's out there. I got this message earlier tonight. This person's telling me they were hacked. Think about it. You know so much about the people on the other end. You control the conversation by asking questions. So LinkedIn has now made it easy with new features like celebrations, where you can see who's having a birthday. They've also made some significant changes to the setup of your profile. They're offering additional features that make it easy to pick out the people you want to talk to. Under job changes, they used to put how long you were connected. Now they're showing reactions. So she posted this, she had 58 reactions and 25 comments. The one you really want to look at are the birthdays. Because now they're saving you. You can see how long it's been since you've been connected. Question is, so when was the last time I spoke to him? 2016. 2016. I can turn around and look at the profile, and I can see he's been active. He's doing it. Of course, his settings are off. I shouldn't be able to see his followers, but he's got 11,492 followers, which would equate to the number of connections he has. So he's clearly been doing it. Gotta love it. You absolutely have to love it. I can scroll down here So Lisa, do you see yourself here?
Hello. Oh, excuse me. Hi.
Hello. Do you
Let me
have a
see.
link? Do you have a LinkedIn page?
I do. That's me right here,
Which
the
one?
HR payroll and leasing specialist.
Okay, this one here.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at the rest of the profile. So it looks like you're either just getting started or you never did very much after you created it.
Yeah, I didn't do too much on it.
Okay, so what are you doing now?
So I am more of a leasing specialist, still consulting in the HR and payroll world, but I do have a network marketing business that I would love to grow.
Okay, which one is that?
I'm with Planet Marketing out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. I think we've had a number of those folks jump into actually this upcoming boot camp that starts tomorrow. Okay, so basically what you have to do, this becomes your resume,
Okay.
but it's more than a resume. It's more than a resume. Your profile literally puts you in a position where, number one, it will attract all kinds of people to you that you would be interested in talking to. But by the on the other side of that, you're free to go out and look to talk to people. I'm going to just send you a connection. It's going to enable you to go up here to this little search window and search for people that
Okay. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay.
is one of the ways.
Right.
Okay. So here we go in here and we brought up 1.9, almost 2 million people that are clearly looking for something. The key, number one, is that a large percentage of these people are inactive. In other words, this person could have come on LinkedIn 10 years ago, created his profile,
Right.
found what she was looking for, and hasn't been back. So reaching out to people in like that will actually get you thrown off LinkedIn, because
Ah,
LinkedIn will think that you're a robot. Periodically, you'll get messages. You know, LinkedIn encourages you to connect with people that you know. And so they'll warn you if you're reaching out to people you don't know, it's kind of a no-no. And yet at the same
right.
time, they encourage everybody to do it. So there's a fine line. And the key to staying on the right part of the road, A, is to be selective about who you connect with in the first place, and B, being able to trigger faster responses by being the person in your profile that they would like to meet. So you set up, we call the process it's kind of like you've all heard the expression attraction marketing. Well, this is kind of reverse attraction marketing. Years ago, when we came up with this, we called it the chameleon strategy. You put a chameleon in the grass, he's green. You take the chameleon out, you put him on a wood deck, he'll turn brown. But you have to do it with integrity.
Hmm.
So you know, that's the difference. Let me flip over here And I will put in the chat window a link. You can watch a video that talks about my boot camp. I'll put it in the chat along with a promo code.
Okay, thank you.
But your profile needs to be about your business, not about your business. It needs to be about you. Let me just kind of scroll down and look and see who else is here. Okay, so Laura, do you see yourself on here?
I actually just joined.
Okay. So you don't have a picture up or anything?
Well, I can see you. I'm on my phone.
Mhm. So do you see, because I brought up a LinkedIn search with your name.
Yeah.
So do you see yourself anywhere here? Might be kind of small on your.
Student photo. Yeah, the one underneath the one that's highlighted. The with the MPH CWWS.
So the one under it.
No, the one above it.
Okay, this one
That
here.
one. Yep.
Okay, so let's take a look.
I don't know what you're referring to because I just logged on. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We just like to see who's here. So this is you?
Yes.
So okay, a couple of things. First of all, your settings are, you got a follow button up here and you really want a connect button. But let's look here at the whole profile. So you got 2,600 followers. Usually you have the same number of connections because people that are connecting with you follow you. And so this is a very strong, I mean, you've got
Yeah, it's my whole work history that's in there.
uh-huh, uh-huh. What have you been using LinkedIn for?
Um, Currently, and for the longest time since I've been a member, is really just as networking in my career, connecting with groups. I'm about to launch a coaching business that isn't officially out there yet. It's just kind of snailed out there a tiny bit.
Mhm.
So ultimately, I will start to use LinkedIn for building an email list and creating more traffic. Ultimately,
Mhm. So your coach,
currently, it's really just been for personal career connecting and networking.
okay. So for one thing, you could, I mean, LinkedIn could be a great source for you in coaching. Now, just to give you an idea, the people that you're connected to are connected to people.
Right.
So even though you've got, I'll just give you an example. If I go to my network, I've got over 10,000 connections. Now, if I first level, they're giving me credit for 10,000. So I've got 10,000 people on my first, who are all connected to people. Those people that they're connected to are on my second level. So that links me to 1.8 million people.
Wow.
These second level connections, well, they all have connections too. So if we add them to my network, 920 million people. Well, LinkedIn's got 960 million people. So for all intents and purposes, I'm connected to just about everybody that I could possibly want to talk to.
Wow.
Now, as a coach, there are roughly 4.2 million coaches on LinkedIn. They all have different niches. What area would you be coaching people on?
Working with professional women who struggle with alcohol and addiction for coping mechanisms.
Okay. Okay. So it's kind of interesting that there's a whole, strategy for that, because you can't, unfortunately, people that are addicted to alcohol or have any kind of addiction, they don't list that on their profile,
No, of course.
right? So you have to do it a different way. Number one, you can easily be networking with people in your professional community and get referrals. In other words, people have clients or people that they work with that they know that could use your help. You'll get referrals. Another way to do it is going to be with the contents of your profile and what you post that will attract people that are in that situation, that are looking to change, that will come to you based on your action and activity. A larger part of it, however, is going to come from your activity and from referrals. But the thing is, let's take a look at this person here. So here's somebody, a life and a mindset coach. So you look at the activity, then this is, for all intents and purposes, in that pool of competitors you have. So here's somebody that was a recruiter. Started out in sales. Been in recruiting maybe 8 years. Recruiter. Then she's the technical sourcer for retail.
That's recruiting.
Right.
Just another way to call them
I
recruiting.
know. Right. Okay. So here now, she was a writer for an online for a magazine. She did that for a little over a year, and now here. So she's now, since 2020, she's a life and career coach. And now what she's actually, for some, it looks like she stopped doing this in May. And now she's doing this.
Well, that's, the mastermind program is Dean DeGrassi's program.
Oh, is that
So
what?
she looks like she's a coach with Dean DeGrassi.
So, it blows me away. Now, I've worked with Bob, people that Bob Proctor,
Yeah.
see,
The greats.
yeah, well, you got Bob Proctor. I'm trying to think of the other guy, Maxwell. And
Yeah, John Maxwell.
Maxwell. And the
Yeah.
thing, the interesting thing about both of them is their profiles are out there pitching Proctor's program or Maxwell's program. Because that's what they're teaching. And I would say this, and I've said the same thing to them that I would say to somebody that's building a network marketing business and has turned their profile into a whole online brochure about your network marketing business. You have, for coaches, you have to be unique. You have to be, it has to be about you, what you do. But you have to give yourself credibility with people by what people say.
Right.
So here, now, she was, trying to do her own thing. And she's probably been very active, but in February, she kind of weaned herself away from this. And so now she's selling another program or leveraging what she's learning in that program. So she's a coach. And it comes back down to the content of the profile. So if you come over here and you look at the thing, anybody can post this information. Okay, this is not unique. But I mean, I gotta tell you, that is not the picture I would use.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not quite as professional as I would use as well.
Well, exactly. I mean, she's gonna get, she's gonna hear from a lot of people, but they're not gonna be interested in what she's interested in. It's the picture, the headline, how you describe yourself under here, and then the about section, and all of this is changing. Okay, it's all changes. If I come back over here to my profile, all right, I'm going to scroll down here a bit. They've added some new things that we're going to talk about tomorrow. That let me come back up here to one. So they've added a number of things that they didn't have before that are going to make it easier for you. Let me look at this. There's a heavy emphasis on demographics, and you want to stay away from that. But what you do want to do is take advantage of some of these new features, which we're going to talk about tomorrow during boot camp. Our goal, if you know who your end user is, if you know the person that would buy what you're selling, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You connect with them, And with every new connection you make, you're planting a seed. And then you nourish the relationship with messages, with sharing information. And each time that you do this, you're going to learn a little bit more about the person to see if the person has a problem or has a need that you can help them fill. Now, for those of you that are network marketers, you're looking for people that have a financial issue. For some of you that are looking for customers, it's a different story. If you're in health and wellness, well, for all intents and purposes, everybody could use your products. It's easier to find a business builder than it is to get customers. But
Can I ask you a question?
sure.
So I just had put up, not very long ago, put up my business page, which is different from my profile, of course, and I'm not doing anything with it yet. But in terms of trying to get my connections and my followers interested in, following me on my coaching page, because that's my thinking is that's where I want to create more of the engagement, more of the content driven, more of the focused piece. Or should I just convert my personal page, since I already have so much a connection and followers, and kind of, I don't know if I should try to drive people over or just use my page as the interest engagement to build the connection for them to be interested to want to go over. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense.
Okay.
But we're talking about LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
Because
But it really applies for anything, but sure.
it's true. In fact, Facebook.
Yeah.
About 7 months ago or 8 months ago, was letting people know if you had a personal profile, you could change it to a professional profile. And a lot of people did. And 4 months after I played around with it, I told everybody to go back because it doesn't help you. Now, here, you clearly have thousands of connections, thousands of followers. You're just starting a business page. And so, you could look back in 6 months and build up the people that are interested in the business page. The thing is, and this has always been a problem between the personal pages and the business pages, you don't have the same level of communication. People are texting you. They'll tell you things that are, in many cases, more intimate than they would tell you if you met them at a chamber of commerce meeting. They're more
Sure.
open. On your business page, totally different. The ways to communicate with them are different. The ways, I mean, it's just perfection is this page right here.
Okay.
This becomes your online masterpiece, and it will get you all kinds of business. You could be, I'll give you one quick example. A couple of years ago, I was working with a group of Bob Proctor coaches. And what happens is you buy it's the equivalent of a franchise. And then you get to go out and you get to sell Bob Proctor coaching packages that they're going to deliver. So coaching, I think, was like $6,000, and I think they make maybe $1,000. They get to keep 1,000. So they sell 5 or 6 of them, and they got their money back. And then the more than they sell, the greater percentage of Bob Proctor fees, because they're using his material. Now, they get to a certain point in time where they've got their own niche, they've got their own style, So they replace the Bob Proctor stuff with their own. And then they start marketing and selling themselves, which is what they're doing, even though their page is just Bob Proctor. Promotion. So anyway, what happens is I was working with one, and then I was working with 4 people. They were all in the same class. And they didn't want to do the things that the Proctor people were recommending that they had to do. So one of them went through a boot camp, and then they brought the other ones over. And so I said, take everything off of your page that has anything to do. You could put Proctor down in the certifications, but that's the only place it should be. This needs to be about you. We help them build up their page, and they outsold everybody else in that Proctor class. In fact, I was invited to go down or up, I guess, to Delray. They were having a special weekend deal, and they wanted to talk to me about, coaching their people on social media. And I've met Bob before. We've spoken at, I think, 3 events where he was doing his thing and I was doing mine. And I met their VP of sales and marketing, but I knew we weren't going to get anywhere because what I was teaching was the antithesis of what they're teaching. And so these profiles need to be about you. You can build up your credibility to a point where now, and here's the exciting part. There are certain types of people that you would enjoy talking to, especially you would enjoy networking with. And some of these people clearly can be a source of referrals. But by the same token, there are things that you could post that are not on a self-promotional level that would be appreciated by the people that you're trying to attract. You put something up there about, pick a subject, and you just keep week after week after week putting up valued content that people like enough to where they start to share it. This is why we talk about you planting the seeds. Now we water the seeds with posts. You water the seeds with activity, engagement. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to connecting with people that clearly need what you have, want what you have. And, but it's going to be the content of your profile that will A, attract people to you, but B, help you close the people that you want to talk to. I just heard from one of my coaching students that just had a 12, just following the birthday strategy, had a $12,000 month. And but you can be selling coaching to people using LinkedIn to make the connection. Like I said, either way would work. If I come back over here, let me pass by him. Lewis, part-time network marketer. Use the strategies for his full-time job. Increase the sales, so he got a raise. No, he didn't get a raise. He oh yeah, he did. He got it. So he got a promotion. Okay, it's not network marketing money, but if you know who it is that you want to talk to, that you want to sell to, that's what it's all about. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Charlie was brand new to Facebook. He always avoided, he didn't want to be there. Helped him create a page, and then we added his high school, right? Within 24 hours, I saw someone in the business this morning who responded to the post we did. The person saw he was someone I hadn't talked to in 40 years. He made a post, and because he was connected to his high school, who his friend was also connected to, they had a reunion after 40 years from a simple post. So I'm going to skip the explanations here. So the deal is you have to adjust your settings and fill in the blanks correctly. In our profile guide, there's 12 steps. The big one is make yourself visible. So there are all kinds of examples. Just by changing things and putting yourself out there. Lane heard from somebody that had been in another business with him, signed up. I'm gonna. So again, you all are selling different things. All right, you're all selling different things. It's all about you talking to the right people. And the changes that LinkedIn have made, Facebook have made, follow scripts. They're making it easier for you to sell. Now, tomorrow is another holiday. It's National Fried Chicken Day. I know it sounds silly, but there are all kinds of ways to use these unofficial holidays to start conversations. You only want to talk to qualified people about your business. The secret to connecting with the right people is based on the contents of their profile, their visible daily activity, and their answers to some questions. That's all it is. Can it really be that simple? The answer is yes. You have complete control over the whole thing. So, Mar and I, we're going to do boot camp a little different. We're going to spend more time going through and setting up people's profiles, getting questions answered so that you all have faster results. Let me come back up here. When you're talking to people, you always want to remember social networking law number 2. Don't focus on making sales. Focus on whether there's a sale to be made. And again, I love, success stories. I'm going to share Barbara's.
I see Barbara's back. Let me bring her up because I love success stories. So Barbara, I think this is her 3rd boot camp.
Hi, Max.
Hey, Barbara, I hope you don't mind me showcasing your success, but I'm just proud of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Why don't you share with everybody, since we started to do this?
You could probably tell it better, but I came across this someone had shared this with me many years ago about Max Steingart, but I never got involved. And so I've been building my network marketing business a little over 7 years now. Totally frustrated myself. Bought leads of people that wanted to work from home. I could go on and on. And so finally I said, let me get in here and see what this is all about. So I attended 2 boot camps, and I'm going to be attending June's. And all I can say is thank you, Max Steingard, because I have learned so much. I know I have a lot to learn yet, but I found, like you said, we can all win. This isn't like where some can and some, no, we all have the possibility of accomplishing everything we want to accomplish. I'm not afraid to talk to people anymore because I have more than enough to talk to. I sponsored people. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I must have missed it, but I got this thing on Facebook saying you were one of the top recruiters for May. I went, really? I wanted to message back and say, let's thank Max Steingard for that, because it's so much fun. It's not like drudgery before where I hated the follow up. When you contact somebody and think, oh, this is so much fun. And like Max said, it can become addictive. I get up in the morning and I have a routine. Depending on my schedule, it doesn't always get done at the exact same time, but I always make sure I post something on my site. I make sure I go in and contact at least 10 people or more. I have people that are responding. I mean, like today, I had 7 people that I responded to, and the best is yet to come. So I can just say thank you, Max. I so appreciate so much everything that I've learned from you. And I can tell you're passionate about helping each one of us. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Barbara. And again, every one of you is heading down the same road.
So how do you close 80 to 90% of the people you talk to? You follow my scripts. You qualify people. You learn about them, get them to tell you what's going on in their lives. And the whole process changes. Totally different. So let me again put in the chat maxsteingart.com. Follow the scripts. The scripts focus on the other person. And only when you know clearly, you can see the synergy. You can see the need. You got to do a little extra qualifying before you show them the business. As soon as the conversation takes off in the wrong direction, stop. Start talking to somebody else. Let me come back over here to one more. All right, so I'm going to bring up Rebecca. Rebecca, I'll send you a connection request. There's a I see what you're trying to do, but I put the link in the chat. Okay, Cedric, I'm glad to see you made it in. Boot camp, folks, starts tomorrow. This one is going to be a game changer for all of you, okay? There are things that LinkedIn has done with the searches. There are elements to your profile that will help you attract more people. And it doesn't matter what you're selling. Doesn't matter what you're selling. For those of you that are coaching folks, it is just as easy to sell a coaching program as it is to sell anything else. It all comes down to who you're talking to. Let me. All right, so Stefan started working with me. I enrolled 10 people in his business. He's been in network marketing for 4 years. It's never happened faster for him. I've never found so many people seriously interested in network marketing. You're a great coach. I wish I found you 4 years ago. Dana Barish today is the top earner in her company. Top earners strive to assemble dream teams with people they like to be around so that they can achieve unparalleled success. Top recruiter in a company. Dave Ledoux, again, $1 million earner in his company, went through the retreat, said I felt like a rookie again. It's not what works, it's what duplicates. The searching features for LinkedIn are going to make it easier to find the people that you would want to talk to. You search for them by country, by city, state, or by postal code. So, tomorrow, 9 o'clock, when you register for boot camp, we're going to open up a whole new world for all of you. All of you. If you don't have a clear idea of who your ideal prospects would be, then we'll help you figure that out in boot camp. See if this is going to work. So you go to maxlineart.com/bootcamp, use the promo code best deal. Remember, there's 5 sessions, not 4. Use the promo code. You can watch the recorded sessions for our June boot camp. This one's going to be a totally different experience for all of you. All right, I will be back tomorrow. Until next time, we'll be on at 9:30 and once at 4. Until next time, best of luck with building your business and God bless.